Man, these gender reveals are getting weird. Anyway, on a more important note, shop dog. Say hi, Lydia. This is Lydia. She's a dog. No, she's a not very photogenic dog. I got a dog finally, now that I have a house. So yeah, this is Lydia. She's about a year and a half, a little under. Supposedly German Shepherd. I kind of see a little bit of boxer in her face. Could be wrong, but she's an absolute sweetheart. I just have her leashed up here because I don't want to get into the paint, you know. That would be bad. Anyway, this is, yeah, my new shop. It's part two. This is obviously the basement of my house. So I'm not entirely sure how big it is, but I think the house is 40 feet long, 30 feet long, 40 feet long, something like that. And this is half of it, is the workshop space. Hey, Lydia. She's just had a litter of puppies before I rescued her, or adopted her. She was not in a great place before, but now she's pretty happy. So, yeah, it's the basement. It's gonna be my wood shop, as is kind of evidenced by my woodworking tools all being laid out here. I've only been in this place for about a month. Today I was down here doing some painting. Pink's not really my favorite color. Oh, yeah. That's about as vocal as she gets. She barks once in a while, but she's very sweet. Feeling a little blue. Yeah, so this is my bar, which currently has my toolbox. My toolbox that I can't get into because it's too high. I can't actually open that all the way. I'm gonna build a base for it at some point that matches. But for right now, I've got a lower workbench I can bring in here. I just need to clean it off. It's kind of emptied out, cause you know, moving. But this basement, obviously from the 60s or so, maybe the 70s, has a built-in bar. This used to be a wet bar. It's not hooked up right now or anymore, but the previous owner presumably put in this little bathroom in here. I won't show you all of it, but it's an unfinished bathroom. So, you know, it is what it is. I've got a couple of these built-ins. And a little closet here for whatever. I've also got a shuffleboard court, currently acting as a dog bed. Yes, I know. I kind of like her. She's pretty awesome. So, yeah, big workbench is in here. I haven't set it up yet. The top isn't bolted down. Realistically, I'd like to move the vise over here, I think. That's the traditional way of having a vise if you're a right-handed guy, which I am. But I've got most of my tools just laid out here. I needed to empty some storage bins to reuse them for the move. I'm still moving junk over here. But yeah, the plan is to put one of the wood lathe in one of these built-ins, probably this one, and, you know, store stuff underneath or whatever. But it's on the floor over there. When I moved in, there was no electricity in this room. I mean, there's lighting, but there were no outlets. So I have three 20 amp dedicated circuits. Each one of these four outlet boxes is a dedicated 20 amp circuit. There's one more over here. So I'm not really qualified to do electrical work quite yet. I want to learn a little bit more, but I'm planning on expanding these out so that I have more points. Just, you know, I just want to pay the electricians to do what I was really afraid of, which was working in the circuit breaker. In here I've got what I think is a cedar closet that's currently shop storage, you know, as one does. It's got some glass that's for the Spitfire. It's a rear window and a door window. I've got my big shop vac, which is my only form of dust collection right now. And some stuff I haven't really been able to ever use in my shop in a long time. Well, there's a scroll saw, a miter saw, and a kind of junky bandsaw, if I'm honest. I am planning on definitely replacing that rigid or augmenting it with a saw stop at some point, but those are expensive, so that's down the road, but at least I can leave it set up now, which is amazing. I'm also going to get a big miter saw, and yeah, I'm open to advice on how to arrange this place. I have really never set up a woodworking shop before, but right now I'm, just getting stuff sort of situated, and everything's on wheels, including I'm going to put wheels under the workbench, but not actual casters, the kind that you can, well, like those. You can step on those levers to pick the thing up and roll it. I've got kind of a few limitations in that I've got, plumbing here. My fuse panel is over there. I think I would like my workbench maybe a little bit further down here so I can get some better light. And I'm definitely gonna bring in a whole bunch more lighting in here. These can lights are fine, but they're not adequate in any way, shape, or form. So yeah. These built-ins do have lights up in here, which are actually kind of cool looking. They don't work. I don't think there's power being supplied to them right now, so we'll see. I might refurbish those, swap them to LEDs, and put them back into service. But yeah, anyway. So like I said, I have a shuffleboard court because 1970s. And a dog still, yep. And I've actually even got the sticks and the pucks. I've never played shuffleboard, but hey, it was an old bar. This flooring is asbestos, 99% sure. So at some point I'm gonna put down some like vinyl. I'll like, I don't know what I'll do, but these are not safe to leave in here, especially with moving around stuff and storing up dust. They're not bad, but they're not safe. So the other third or so of the basement is mechanical room. So washer and dryer, I actually have nice stuff there. And then this whole area is going to be storage, which is great. I have a ton of storage. You can see that's the back of one of the outlets that they put in, and there's a not live line. It's obviously old 2-wire line, but I think that's what was servicing those lights up there. So we'll see if we can recommission those. This wall, obviously, it's not a finished wall, but that's fine. It's going to turn into a lumber rack for storage, and I was thinking I might be able to put a dust collector in this corner. We'll see when I get time and money to do that. But this wall, well, this is the back of those built-ins and stuff. So I have a whole bunch more of these plastic storage shelves to bring down here. And then these are the doors to my closets, which I don't have installed right now because there's no railing for them. They've got some sort of old rollers on them. I'm hoping I can just replace those with a new system that's less crappy. Apparently the previous owner, as I might have mentioned, was a plumber, so it's clear he's done a lot of PEX work in here. And I've got some closet rods up there. I did have the electricians put in, that's bright, that extra light fixture, and a buddy gave me some of these. They're from Costco, these LED lights. They're those 3-panel LED aimable lights. So this used to be a cave. You couldn't see anything in here. While the electricians were here, the big thing was I didn't have a place to hook up a electric dryer, electric dryer. So they ran 220 over here. I used to just have a gas dryer, and I just didn't feel safe with that. So, yeah, there's some random stuff being moved in. There's the hard top for the Spitfire. the big shop is not as big as it seems, so most of the storage has to happen down here, which is fine. But yeah, I've got a shop now. I've got paint drying. This is not the final color for this. First off, it's still wet in places and splotchy, but I'm actually going to use the same color of this so-called milk paint as my toolbox, which is dusty, but it's the same paint. I think that's going to look nice, but yeah, it's just, I'm using that, I ordered that blue, I got that blue paint mixed and I wasn't happy with it, so I figured I'll use it as a primer because it's way cheaper than the milk paint stuff is. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to painting. I need to mask this up and then slap a coat of paint on it. Let that dry before I start switching to the good stuff. I realize that my paint job sucks. I don't really care that much. I don't know if I'll paint this wood paneling. I don't actually mind it that much. It's not like horrible wood paneling like I've seen, but this is all subject to change whenever I feel like it. There's a metal beam that runs the whole length of the house here, so there has to be something, you know, I can't just tear this wall out and have twice the shop. There has to be, there's a few of these lolly posts over here. Plus in here, you know, I'm 5'8", and that's just a few inches over my head. So not really a workshop in here, but yeah, coming together. So anyway, thanks for watching.